colleagues, my two former deputies, and the other councillors present. So I'm not here, but at least we have quite a number of them. Gentlemen and women of the press, you are most welcome. I'll make a brief to see why we are here. The reason is the mayor was telling by the Serekunda London Corner ward, asking him that they don't see him, they don't see themselves in his administration. There and then, I think that provoked him. He started to talk about my administration. And Alhamdulillah, for me, I know I've done a lot for KM, from youth and women development to also develop making, capital projects for where people can stand and see all of their reality. Yeah, but Alhamdulillah, I know you can see Lord Mayor's projects all over the municipality. There is no one single word that we cannot point our finger to, that we develop this for the people of this municipality. So if he stands to say that we are not doing anything, but the way he founds the council, if people, the old elderly people, if those people are asked, maybe the younger ones would know exactly how the council was working. I say Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah in the sense that I've never run away from my responsibility. I have never run away from my people. I was in contact with my people at all times, and there was an open door policy during the tenure. No one makes an appointment to see me. In fact, the building, the new administrative building, when I was designing it, I made the office of the mayor on down floor so that the mayor can be accessible by everyone. That did not happen. You can see, he claimed that he sometimes asks people to go out of the office also if you put on a yellow color. Yeah, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. This municipality has solved everybody's problem. Whether you are yellow, green, red, whatever. Everyone was free, and I think the municipal people would definitely attest to it. That anyone is free to come and see me anytime, at any given time, at your own will, without being stopped and without making an appointment. The mayor himself today don't know his staff, and I know all my staff because I mingle with them, I sit with them, I dine with them. I bring my lunch at the office, and everybody. Yeah. Some journalists may be here who can attest also to that. That it was free for me, my lunch for everybody to come and see, even if you put on a dirty. I accept everyone. So that was misleading. I don't know, even some of his support staff knew very well that sometimes I fed them. So Yankuba don't run away from people. Yankuba is a simple man. And again, I must express before he comes with some of the points that I'm a proud Jola, a very proud one. Wow. And this municipality maybe he don't know, but the majority of the villages that are in this municipality are Jola-created villages. Most of them are found by Jolas, like this Talib. My family was part of those who found this village called Talib. And if you go, you check on Fajikunda, you check on Abuko, there are so many villages that are Jola-related. And not all Jolas are from Casamas. Some Jolas are from the Congo here. Some are from Foni. Some even in Banjul. So if you think that the people, all Jolas are from Casamas, that's what he thinks. And I'm telling him that it's not true. That's misleading. We encourage everyone. If the mayor is accused of doing something wrong, he should solve that. It's not easy to lead. But if you are leading also, you should also put people by yourself. People should be inclusive. You should be included. If you check on him, you don't know even his staff. You don't know them. You don't attend to them. You don't go to them. They have to look appointment to see him. He talked again about people who, that meeting there is somebody from Doi, someone from NPP, and him as UDP. I'm just telling him that those people are elected. They are elected members of council. They have to be part of his show. Me, I don't see it that way. For me, the UDP also voted for me. Because my role at my party is to gather people and bring them to my party. So I am not one who will go out to case people from the municipality. He talked again about selling meat at the council, and then he said textile. I said no, that's not true. Yes, meat. Yes, he said yes. During the time of Ramadan, we sell meat. The governments of His Excellency President Jammeh. We'll go appeal to him, and he'll send us a lot of cattle for us to sell at a cheaper price. That's what we do. President Jammeh, he's accusing, and he talked about a birthday of 1 million. That's not true. That is never true. Council, we don't waste money like how he is doing right now. We don't waste money. We know our responsibility, and we know how we do it. We don't mess with public funds. That was the reason to qualify that. I was audited for 3 occasions, 2 during the time I was in office and when I left. And I've never been called or seen one thing. I've never been called one day for questioning that something is misused at my tenure. I've never faced any commission. They talked about having waste vehicles, Bali project. When I came, the first thing I did was to buy 25 tractors and trailers. 29 tractors and trailers. With kit bucket trucks. But we have never asked these municipal people to pay a darasi when we are taking their refuse. No one pays. We don't overtax people. No one pays to get your refuse out. we pick it with our staff. In fact, even those staff that I gave, medical insurance, when he came, he stopped it. Those poor guys. He stopped it. And those people, I know they were paid very little. I decided one day I went to see how their salaries. I changed it and asked them and look to my council that we change for KMC. That if you are starting work at KMC, you start at grade 4. We abolish grade 1, 2, and 3. And he said, when he came, he said, council is overstaffed. We were paying, about $2 million.
Today they're paying over $6 million.
Today they are paying over $6 million salaries alone. He started to reduce when he came. He said he made a reduction of staff that are there because council is overstaffed. Now he increased in threefold. I don't know what would qualify him to do that also. But I'm telling you, this is what he is doing. I will let me make it a little. Let me stop from here. Yes, can I make it in one of them for the benefit of all this? Lima wax rek mooy ne li isi lii aajee London ko na ñu ne gisuñ lu mu leen defal ñoom daal gisuñ seen boppa ci administration am loolu moo trigal li bi moo tontu mu ne moom ñoom xamuñ moom fan la jëlee council bu ñëwee dafa jël council moom fa fekk 9 millions fu mu nekk yaa am speaking to you people they are over 10 million in debt as of right now ma lay waxee yéen nii over 15 million right now mu ne moom 9 million la fekk loolu war na bor waxut ne dama fekk ñu sàcc 9 million de bor la wax dafa fekk bor yi 9 million mu ne dañ def KMC foyekaay mu jaaxal na lool mu ne ñun dañoo sponsor Yaya Jammeh birthday am waaye foog naa Gambia fii ñëpp mun nañ maa witness Yaya Jammeh I was his national mobiliser general man Yaya Jammeh supports me ndax ma dee support bu baax a baax on anything Yaya Jammeh birthday am nit ñi ñoo ko dee def nit ñi there is a national committee boo xam ne loolu ministres yaa ngi fa ak ñeneen wala sanga ñoo xam ne dañoo dee dajale seen own xaalis loolu mosut a jaar ci yooni council sax ñoo dee célébrer Yaya Jammeh birthday am waaye su dee waaye de 1 million mu mel ni ñun dañ jënda kéegi 1 million pour célébrer Yaya Jammeh birthday am xaw ma ba ma suy birthday kéegi la 1.5 birthday cake ma dee xaw ma ma dee musu ma ngi rek journaliste yi yéen mosu ngeen a gis 1.5 million birthday cake xam nga ñun biñ commencé biñ ñëwee journaliste yi ma daan itantel all the time dañ ma dee bëgg a laaj about KMC may daw parce que bugguma mën na ñu bàyyi ko mu def liggéeyam waaye moom moo ñëw in this way so ñu nit dinañ ko tontu na ko ñun yaaxuñu man Yankuba Colly dañ ma audit ñetti yoon pour jas yi ne xëy na gis na dinañ gis benn signature boo xam ne dafa carré Yankuba Colly ut nañ lu nekk lañ ut mais moom meew ci boppam mu ne moom xamul man ban façon nit la lu nekk lañ check ci suñ anything pour man kon man dama set so moom mënuma tilimal te ñun duñ dee def anything loo xam ne ñun suñ team bi duñ dee toog ñu def ko te ñun ndax time dañ respect audit suñ demee dem nañ paak and peeg ñu qualify ñu woon ñu ne ñun we are about 98% compliant. GBPA, the same thing, certificates young fa. So ñun duñ dee def anything that demuñ through due process. Moom su fekkee nit ñi ñoo ko tuumal ne 2 million la aati mbalit trucks yi 19 mbalit trucks yi bu nekk 2 million su ko nit ñi tuumalee loolu du ñun tuumaluñ ko nit ñi ñoo ko tuumal man dama foog ne lu mu war a def right now mooy mu try pour woon municipalité ñii de li ñoo wax de du dëgga man defuma loolu moo génnoon dan ngaa tuumal ñi la deful dara moom lañ yóbbu ci commission bi ñun yóbbuwuñ ko ci commission bi moom lañ yóbbu commission ne yaaxu yu xew indi municipalité dafa bari te digga la dafa bari soo seetee KMC things yi seer KMC moo tax mu seer day yokk seen naa mooy 100%. soo demee ci kër yi yëpp dañ ko yokka mu ne moom moo doon receive that os ñu ko alhamdulilah soo yokkee of course nga receive ba pare yow defuloo si benn capital project xaalis bi nga receive yëpp benn capital project defuloo ko fa sampuloo yoon sampuloo dara sampuloo anything waaye suñ gaay suma suy ñëw ci li fi nam yi ne la woon ñun luñ def in this municipality te kenn mënu koo wéri because lu nekk mu nga capital yëpp a nga taxaw suñ la ne néeg bii lañ fi def duñ ko fekka néeg suñ la ne tali bii lañ defar duñ ko fekka tali bi ñun defal nañ loolu kon we are not useless and we are open to everybody man du ma daaxaat nit ku sol bubbi UDP man mobiliser la of my party mobiliser mooy nga ut yow yaa nekk nit kuy war a dem ut ay nit pour ñu join la fan laa ko jëlee pour comme UDP ma jël ci ñeneen ñi ma yokk ko ci suñu parti so man du ma nekk nit kuy war a daaxee te alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin ba bi ma bàyyee nii nit ñi dee ci municipality bi the greater people of this municipality they always talk about me loolu sant yàlla la suñ ko waxul suma kanam tamit nañ ko wax suma gannaaw dañ ne mais yow de ku baax la kon moom mënumaa bon loo ñu ta possible mënumaa bon loo moom yaayam suñ sollicité la woon te ñun xam nañ ne yaayam UDP la waaye suñ sollicité bu ma faa nekk ba bu ma faa ji ne moom mooy suñ sollicité kon moom lu mu doon wax ni kon yaayam laa war a njëkk a daaxa ko amoon naa doole bi so moom warut a wax moom li mu def far mu ciyee tóonam ba pare bu mu dee laal joolaay defuñ ko tus defuñ ko dara warut a laal joolaay te not everybody ku jógee ko Casamance ku nekk joolaa rek Casamance nga jógee ko joolaay are from everywhere municipality di këri dëkki joolaay ñoo fi ëppa joolaay not only foo ñi lañ nekka so joolaay are from everywhere na leen bàyyi joolaay am nothing to do with him ñun duñ wax ne moom Libanese la ñu ko wax you not say that man am Gambian original so ñun duñ wax loolu parce que loolu amul njëriñ li ëpp solo mooy rek ñu toog together in peace ñu àll di dem tribe amul njëriñ naan tribe loolu moo ñoo delloo gannaaw nii te moom it daf mel that trend la am lu mel ni loolu moo ko delloo gannaaw waaye ñun Jolaay we are very proud of ourselves waaw jërëjëf.
Sorry. Thank you.
Greetings to the media. fraternity. Our retired Lord Mayor, Colly, the former deputy mayors, both Subasanya and Vijay, my fellow councillors. We have called of this press conference pursuant to allegations made by Mayor Ahmed Talib Bensouda. You may all be aware that he is embarking on a mayoral tour, which is sanctioned by law, by the Local Government Act 2002. Indeed, which indeed is sanctioned by law. In one of his meetings, particularly London Corner, he made numerous allegations against the former council led by Lord Mayor Yankuba Colly. Some of his allegations are as follows: that the council has been transformed as a thoroughfare political bureau and a marketplace where meats, fish, and textiles are sold. That the council was owing all the hotels in the Gambia as a result of the people we used to bring from customers for political activities, and the council ends up putting the bids. That for the council management embarks on mismanagement of funds, of council funds, by organizing parties and funding President Yahya Jammeh, former President Yahya Jammeh's birthday celebrations. That the former council used to pay salaries to Yahya companies and party militants through its payout cashier. That the council was owing $9 million to the banks. That all corners of the council premises were used as an attire room. In conclusion, he was struggling to inform his audience how politically tolerant he is by giving an example of the National Assembly member being DOI, PDOIS, the councillor of the ward being NPP, and him, Talib Ahmet Bensouda, sitting in the same platform. In view of all these, we are saying that all the allegations that Mayor Talib Ahmet Bensouda made are not true, dishonest, unfounded, malicious, baseless, and hypocritical, and misleading to the core. Therefore, we would like to respond by first of all refuting all the allegations and put the record straight, point by point. Point one, he talks about council, being a thoroughfare, a political bureau, and a market center. Regarding this allegation, we want to clearly state that the council was never at any time used as a thoroughfare political bureau, not a market place. We all know that the council is a public institution mandated to deliver social services to its people. It is therefore expected that whenever people have business, they have to come to the council. This shows how myopic and ignorant Mayor Talib Ahmet Bensouda is when it comes to council public relationship. Owing of all hotels in the Gambia, in this allegation that there is no hotel in the Gambia that council was not owing, we want to say clearly that KMC has entered into twinning with certain cities and townships in Senegal and other parts of the world. For example, Ziguinchor, Sédhiou, Bignona, Dakar Plateau, Mbao, Rufisque. In these US cities like Memphis and Madison in Wisconsin, Mohamed Diab in Morocco, Caracas in Venezuela, just to mention a few. It is important to state that in all these relationships, KMC and its people have benefited immensely through commerce, agriculture, education and training, sports, and other exchange programs, such as Colonie de Vacances. It is because of our trading with our counterparts in Senegal, which prompted and necessitated the establishment of the Senegalo-Gambian Secretariat in Banjul by the government of the Gambia and Senegal. We all remembered that the issue of the border closure that occurred between the Gambia and Senegal. The Lord Mayor of Kanifing Municipal Council, Yankuba Colly, organized a meeting which he was joined by his counterparts from Senegal, the mayors of the cities I mentioned earlier on. And they made a declaration that the borders should be opened, and with that declaration, the two governments adhered to the declaration and immediately reopened the borders. Because the KMC is a center of commerce. Therefore, it is paramount that the borders should open and people should have free movement in and out of the Gambia and Senegal. The most talked about cooperation between Kanifing Municipal Council and Madison in Wisconsin was established by Mayor Yankuba Colly, and part of the objective of the Madison twinning was for KMC to partner with that city to address two pertinent issues, that is waste management and GIS, the Geographical Information System. Not long ago, the mayors of Madison and delegation from US visited KMC, and their hotel bills were paid by KMC. They did not even stop at that, but they went further to pay for an impress of close to $500,000 just to entertain their guests. When you are accusing the former council that they should not be paying, hotel bills for their guests as partners of sister councils, you did it recently when the mayor of Madison was here, and you went even further by providing an impress of close to $500,000, which is not even proper. Organizing parties fundraising, organizing parties and funding the President Jammeh's birthday celebrations. On this allegation, we believe that Mayor Talib Ahmet Bensouda is not well informed and therefore misleading the public. KMC has never ever funded the former President Yahya Jammeh's birthday celebration and any of his activities. Council have a debt of $9 million. He alleged that we had a debt of $9 million to clear. To clear this, it is important to note that it's a result of numerous complaints that we received from various markets, namely Serakunda Market, Kapak, Latikunda Savigi Market, Ibo Town Market, Talinding Market, Old Josuang Market, and that of Old Josuang was not only, Old Bakau Market. And that Old Bakau Market was not only the toilet facility, but also they are said that their toilet facilities and they are said were dilapidated. And it requires an urgent attention. But for Old Joshua, for Old Bakau, as I said, it included their set. In order to, as a result of that urgency, we took a loan from the bank to address these problems. And this coincided with the end of our tenure. Therefore, it is their mandate to service the loan. If he is claiming that we were owing $9 million, we want to say that currently he is owing the banks over $15 million compared to the $9 million that we owed when we are leaving office. Payment of salaries to Yahya companies and party militants. On this allegation, it is not true, unfounded and misleading. We have never ever paid anyone who is not on council's payroll. We believe he made these remarks, this statement out of frustration because he's been accused of paying a wholesome $40,000 to this the Deputy Secretary General and Party Leader of the UDP, Ajiyam Seka. And he is also been accused that he is using one conjurer to award contracts and also provide funds and monies to him to go and purchase spare parts and other equipments for council when he is not a council staff. You have a procurement unit in council who is responsible for procurement of council equipment and materials. Why assigning someone who is not a procurement manager? He further talked about that he has political tolerance. We want to put it on record that there are current staffs that are presently supporting him who have joined the UDP is because his frustration. He frustrated them, and I'm going to mention one or two. One of them is Bakari Dago, who is currently the manager of the community services. He was a manager then of community services. When Talib and his management came, he was redeployed to Charles Jow Academy as an administrator, and he was dumped in a small office at the corner there, doing nothing. When he joined the UDP, he was redeployed from that school to serve as the manager of the community service. The second person is Lamin Kamara, who have been promoted because he has joined the UDP. He has been promoted to the position of a unit manager without qualification. To a unit manager because he's now supporting UDP. And the number goes on. I can continue the list. And some people were forced until they have resigned because they were not supporting UDP. And he has destroyed, he talked about, he has transformed the council. He has destroyed the council capacity. Because we could fully remember when we were in office, we built capacities of council staffs to university level. Some were master's holders, some were degree, PhD holders, you name them. And it was that capacity we have built in council that the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Government and the Ministry of Local Government and Lands requested council to redeploy some of our staff, especially at the finance department, to go and assist other councils. Example, BCC. The then director of finance of BCC was a staff of KMC who was, whose capacity was built by council. The current director of finance of Brikama Area Council is a staff of council. We built his capacity, and he was redeployed to go and help to go and work at Brikama Area Council. Kundawur, Kerawan, Janjamburi, Masakonko, name it. But all these councils, they have deployed our council staff that we have built their capacity to university level to go and transform those councils to become better councils. When he came, he have destroyed all those things. He have frustrated all those people, and most of them have resigned. We have trained engineers when we were in council. Some of them we sent all the way to Taiwan, and to UK, India, you name them. And these people are people that we have trained to become staff of council because we believe that councils need capacity in order to give services to its people and professionalism. When he came, he destroyed all those fabrics because of politics. So if he tells us that today that he is politically tolerant, who is he fooling? And we want to make the people of KMC to understand that Talib cannot do cosmetic development. We'll come to that. When we were leaving office, the former deputy mayor talked about it. Before we left office, we have developed a lot of instruments that have started changing the facelift of council. The strategic plan we talked about, the waste management plan that talked about the PPP that is busting now of the Mali project. We'll come to that. The IT policy, because we have digitalized the KMC, both financial and operations. Because of the GIS project, we have digitalized KMC by introducing an IT policy that will address those things. And the reason of the GIS is which they have even diluted. Because the concept of the GIS is that we want to modernize KMC, that if you did a press of a button, you will be able to know whatever you want and where you can have access to it. Like example, if I come to the KMC, I want to know where Mayor Yankuba Colly lives, so I don't know his house, I can easily go to Google and I can easily trace his home. This was what we have put in place in KM, but when they came, they diluted everything. That's the GIS I've talked about, that's the Geographical Information System. We wanted to update it to a level whereby all the information you want to know about KMC, you can easily access it with a button. If I want to go to any hotel, I want to buy, example, if I want to buy rice, American rice, I don't need to jump from one shop to the other. You can easily go to Google, punch it, and then you can just check the nearest shop that have American rice, and it will show you that the next compound or 100 meters from you, the shop 100 meters away from you, you can easily have access to some of these services. This is the package we have put in place, but unfortunately when they came, they have changed the model of that project. Before we leave office, we have served the people of this municipality very well by giving them services. I just want to say this, the Local Government Finance and Audit Act, from Section 8 to Section 14, it talks about council's budget, how council budget should be prepared, and what direction should it take. The directions that council's budget should take is, it has two components, the recurrent aspect of it and the capital and the development aspect of it, which is 60% of tax collected from people should go back to them in a form of development, in form of infrastructural development, human resource development, the list goes on. And we can proudly say that when we were serving the people of this municipality, we have built roads, and I will mention a few of those roads. Lot Kuma Road is one of them. Janjang Road is one of them. Seninjai Street is one of them. That is from Cow Johnson to Fajikunda. Kayupa Street is one of them. From Musrat Johnson Talinding here Highway to Bundung Mosque. From Marsengerau to Bundung. The Jilifitikuna Road, the one from Talinding here, Talinding Market, Fabakal Tomojata, the APS Johnson, to the river, Jilifitikunda, is done by KMC. The Choyinstown Abuko Road, KMC on the leaders of Mayor Yankuba Colly contributed $5 million towards that project. We can continue to name the roads that we have done. You go to Kanifin, you go to Old Joswang, you go to Dipakunda. The Dipakunda Manjai Kololi Senegambia Road was done by KMC. We did it through Yankuba Colly's leadership. When you go to markets, we have done a lot of markets in KM. Abuko Market, Talinding Market, Latukuna Market, even the new building at Latukuna Market, which Talib Bensouda inaugurated, was done by Mayor Yankuba Colly. Yes. The complex where Talib is currently sitting as his office, the design, the concept, and the financing of the money was done by Yankuba Colly. We can continue to count the number of some of these projects that we have done. You go to Serakuna Market, the first phase was done by Mayor Lai Conte. The second phase, when it was born, was done by Mayor Yankuba Colly. Was done by Mayor Yankuba Colly. You go, the street light bills, all the street lights you see in KM, we used to pay between $2 to $3 million every month. Today, Talib Bensouda is not paying a dime because President Barrow has lifted that burden from council and shifted it to NRA. Yeah. So President Barrow has lifted almost $36 million burden from KMC, which we used to pay on street light bills. Education. We have built a school. We can proudly say that we have built a school that have produced the best students of this municipality. That's Charles Dow Academy. The junior secondary was built by Lai Conte. When Mayor Yankuba Colly came, he built the senior secondary school, with a complete technical block that has a science lab, a technical block, and IT department. And it is 100% council funding. And not only building the school, we were also responsible for the day-to-day management and running of the school, paying salaries, providing materials and logistics, all the requirements that the school needs for it to function as a school. And the current mayor have not even spent a dime in building a school, or even upgrading the school that council have already built. Community centers. When we were in office, we have built a series of community centers across the municipality, from Abuko to Kololi, to Bakau. Wherever you go in these communities, you'll find a community center, a multi-purpose center, or a community center built by KMC. Sporting facilities, the Serakuna West Park, the Serakuna East Park, the Bakau Mini Stadium, the Kololi, the Kotu Park, the Botanical Garden at Kotu. You name them. These are all facilities that have been built by council, 100% funding from council. We transport them, we did the fencing, the perimeter fence, the Bahama grassing, and we have transformed it into a mini stadium that the youths of this municipality are benefiting today, because we have seen what impact it has created in our sports today. Today, the Gambia is celebrating that our junior academy, the under 20, is at the finals. We are playing the finals on Saturday. This is because councils have contributed in creating avenues where youth can, develop their talents in sports. The Sikos you heard about that have represented the Bremer Saunas, you name them, the Ken Mansalis. They are all products of KMC. They are all citizens of KMC. It's because we have given them the avenue where they could showcase their talents and become professionals and have represented this country and have to fly the flag, the national flag of this country to the highest level in sports. Not to talk about the track and fields, not to talk about the basket lawns, not to talk about the volleyball courts. You name them. These are facilities that have been developed by council. We also had the youth empowerment components. The youth of KMC, the chairman said it earlier on that the current Minister of Youth and Sports was one time a councillor at KMC. He was then the chairman of the youth, the KMYC committee, the Cardiff Municipal Youth Committee. He was nominated to serve in council because he was the chair. That's the foresight that the mayor had, that you cannot develop a nation or a municipality without supporting the young people. That's why there was a vote we called youth empowerment. And that vote was meant to support youth entrepreneur and other activities that the youth were doing. And the women also had a similar vote in council. We did water extension services, electricity extensions. These are main pipes. There are communities within the KMC that doesn't even have clean drinking water. But during our time, when on the release of Mayor Yankuba Colly, we have done extension of water services to a greater part of this municipality. Commencing from Abuko to Bakau, from Bundung to Kololi. We did all those things. There are numerous projects. I don't want to keep you so long here because I can continue to mention, count numerous activities and things that we have done for this municipality. And at that time, our revenue was below $150 million, and we were able to achieve all this. Today, the current mayor is boasting of collecting $300 million. And yes, he can boast that he has collected $300 million, more than us, because he has increased the daily fees, which used to be $5 to $10 each. He has increased the trade licensing, which used to be $2,500 to $3,000 to $7,500 up to $15,000. He has increased taxes on businesses. on companies. They used to pay 15,000 to 30,000. Today, from 30,000 to 150,000. We have increased rates, of course, by twofold. We were using 0.001, now he's using 0.003, meaning if your property is valued at 1 million, example, your rates should be 5,000. Now you are paying 15,000 for that. Obviously, if you look at that together, if you put that together, it will give you a close to 300 million. Now, the question is, apart from the UN funding projects, or the donor funding projects, can the mayor tell us where have our taxpayers' money gone to? Because the law says 60% of the 300 million that he has collected, approximately, which is going to be 180 million, should go back to the people in form of development. Where has that gone to? That's the question, $1 million question that we are asking. And we want clarity from the mayor. And I want to say this clear. If the mayor wants to refute what we are saying, we are inviting him to a debate, a public debate for that matter. And we will take him one-to-one since he took over office to date. And we can confidently say to the people of this Kalifi Municipality Council that Mayor Talib Bensouda have not spent a dime of their money in their interest, but only promoting the agenda of his family. And I'll explain why I said his family. His legal advisor is his brother, Assis Bensouda. The mayor said here his mother was a solicitor. The mother is the head of the Ahmet Bensouda legal firm, which Assis is now heading. All the contracts of those infrastructural development of like the building of the Bakote Dome site, which is funded by the GIS project, that's a German, SOS German project. The construction of the multi-purpose, the so-called library is talking about, because we know the funds are not coming, because the project, we know that. The so-called 100 million multimedia, multi-purpose mini stadium for Serakunda West, which there are no funds for it, because you cannot lay a foundation of a project when you don't go through the due process. It's not tendered, the contract's not awarded. Who are you fooling? Is it because you want people to vote for you? That's why you are laying those foundation stones. You talked about the 23 kilometer road, which you have laid the foundation without going through due process, not tendered, contracts not awarded, funds not available. The people of Kalifi Municipality cannot be fooled by Mayor Talib Bensouda. If he refutes what I am saying in regards to all these projects, I personally is inviting him on a debate, because I have facts, concrete evidence with me to prove what I am saying. Whatever we say here is we have concrete evidence on it. It's not a hearsay. These are facts that we have. These are documents that we have. We talked about, I didn't mention about the Mbali project. The Mbali project is a scam. He is scamming the people of KMC. Why is it a scam? The Mbali project, according to what they said, is about 109 million or so. I am saying that the project costed KMC $169 million with interest. They took a loan from Ajib Bank, a bank where his mother has shares. This is why I said Talib used council, as a business venture for his family. The mother has shares at Ajib Bank, and he used that shares as a collateral to secure a loan for them to finance the Mbali project. Council in turn pays that loan or that service, within a period of years. But in this case, it doesn't happen. It doesn't go that way. KMC took the loan and did not pay the loan directly to Espas Motors. They paid the money to Quantum Net, these are evidence, I'm talking based on evidence. They pay the money to Quantum Net, and Quantum Net in turn pays that money to Espas Motors for them to order the vehicles for KMC. So it's a scam. Secondly, the rates and taxes that we are paying is meant to, part of the funds that we are paying from that tax and those taxes, there is a component called partial cost recovery. The partial cost recovery component is to service waste management for the municipality. Now, you have paid your rates, which 50% of the money you are paying for rates is partial cost recovery. All the businesses in KMC are paying partial cost recovery, which is to service the mallet. And still, you are asking us to pay every bag of mallet that you collect from us. The mayor said it on his speech earlier on, that we procured tractors, compactors, skip buckets, during his tenure, and we were collecting refuse from people at $0. And it is only in the Gambia, in the whole of the Gambia, and tricycles, yes. It's only KMC throughout the Gambia, as we speak, that pays refuse collection. BCC bought the same trucks and so forth, and they're collecting waste. Nobody's paying for it. Brikama here, our nearest neighbor, Sripo Sanko, bought skip buckets, tractors, and skip buckets, compactors, and trucks to collect waste management, waste in West Coast. And nobody in West Coast is paying that. Across the country, it's only KMC that we are paying for this, for the service that council is giving us in terms of collecting our waste management, our waste. Is that not a scam? And currently, the most interesting is Talib Bensouda and co. took government to court. That councils, that government, the president should not dissolve council. The constitution of the Gambia that established councils, section 192 to section 194, have clearly spelled it out that council's mandate is 4 years. And this warranted, when the act was enacted, a provision was made for the dissolutions of council. And the reason is, the constitution, the same constitution of 1997, says that the reason why council don't go to elections immediately after National Assembly elections is what I want to explain. And the reason why councils are always dissolved is because after your 4 years, the other 12 months that you stay in office, if you stay in office, is illegal. Because the constitution says that your mandate is 4 years. If we all recall, in 2018, May, local government elections were held in April and May 2018. Meaning, the mandate of the current council expires in 2022, April or May. Therefore, from June 2022 to date, any council, any mayor or chairman or councillor who is occupying a seat in council is illegally occupying that seat. And I believe, with the permission of our Lord Mayor, the former council association will file a suit, in court for the illegal occupation of our council, office by the current mayor and his councillors. Or they are illegally occupying our office, and they are illegally spending our money. Or they don't have the mandate by law. The media, we can continue to highlight issues as we go. But because of time, I want to draw the curtain from here and allow the media, if you have the deputy mayor, the chair, and to continue the proceedings. And we will have more time to discuss a lot about councils. There are a lot of issues that we can highlight. There are a lot of things that we can talk about, and a lot of achievements that we have done, in council when we were there. And this mayor, this council, has definitely failed us. And I believe the current assessment that we have done, KMC, the current mayor is the worst mayor that KMC has ever had. A mayor who has never given services to the council by returning their tax to its people. Thank you.